All right, 11 people were arrested as a result of this mayhem. Now, this, of course, comes after the near riot we saw earlier this week on the campus of UC Berkeley. That was out in California. Protesters forcing the campus to cancel a speech by the Breitbart editor by the name of Milo Yiannopoulos by smashing windows, throwing Molotov cocktails at police, and even setting part of the campus on fire. Earlier this morning, the president tweeted, "Anarchists, thugs, and paid protesters are proving the point of millions of people who voted to make America great." Any Trump fans here? All right, just check it. Who did you vote for? Oh, just check. All right, joining us now with reaction from campusreform.org, Troy Worden, and Fox News contributor Lisa Booth. Hey, Troy, I thought liberals were all about freedom of speech. I thought UC Berkeley was the home of the free speech movement. Isn't that where it all started in 64 and 65?
Well, thank you for having me on, Sean. And I just want to say, yes, we call ourselves the home of the free speech movement, but Wednesday night absolutely contradicted that. We just wanted to exercise our right to free speech and invite Milo Yiannopoulos to speak. And we couldn't do that because outside groups and agitators, aided and abetted by students, used fireworks, firecrackers, what have you, and literally these things were exploding against the building. I was inside, and I detailed my terrible experiences on campusreform.com, and I felt like a war zone. It felt like a third world country, and I think this is really just a shame. I don't think we are in a civil society anymore because the left is too intolerant.
You know, Lisa Booth, I thought liberals were supposed to be tolerant and inclusive, and they love everybody. And they always argue, oh, conservatives are racist and sexist and homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic. I can't even remember all the phobias I'm supposed to have. None of this is true, but it's really them that are intolerant. True or false?
Oh, 100%, Sean. There's no tolerance on the left. And look, Sean, I really think it's important in the terms in which we describe these riots, because we need to be careful in not saying anything in regards to protesting, because protesting, the exercising of the First Amendment, I think we can all agree upon. But rioting is not covered under the First Amendment. These individuals are criminals. They are rioters. They should be condemned in the strongest terms. And I think it's the media, and especially the mainstream media, needs to be really careful by not condoning or enabling this behavior by saying that it's protesting and saying that somehow it's covered by the First Amendment, because it's absolutely not.
You know, Troy, when I look at all of the issues, I don't know a conservative that I know, not one that's racist. I don't know any conservative that doesn't make a distinction between radical Islam and those that are practicing a religion. They make a distinction, all of them. I don't know anybody, frankly, that gives a flying rip about anybody's sex life. No conservative that I know cares. And yet this is a false caricature, but I do see intolerance here, and Molotov cocktails here, and people being beaten in other instances. So it's kind of been topsy-turvy in terms of the national debate, hasn't it?
Yes, it's been absolutely crazy, Sean. And I know Gavin McInnes. I've seen him on your show and on Fox News. And I can say for certain the man is not a white supremacist or a Nazi. And the same goes for Milo Yiannopoulos. These people are expressing their views, but in a controversial manner and with humor. And the problem is students at NYU and UC Berkeley aren't being taught by their professors to distinguish between performance and facts. I want my peers to protest, sure, and I also want them to address these facts and statistics Mr. Yiannopoulos and Mr. McInnes bring to the table. I want them to engage in a rational debate, not to shout us down and use violence to silence us. I don't think Berkeley is the home of the free speech movement anymore.
All right, last word, Lisa.
Well, I don't think the left wants to have a debate. That's why they always resort to demagoguery. And look, Sean, we didn't see this kind of behavior, this kind of violence at the March for Life or at Tea Party rallies. But they say that the Trump supporters are the ones that are supposed to be the deplorables. And you see these actions. Look at just some of the signs, the language and the rhetoric and some of the things that were discussed at the quote-unquote women's march, which wasn't a women's march because it excluded groups of women. It was just a pro-choice march. But look at the way that a lot of those protesters conducted themselves. So, you know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. They don't want any sort of constructive conversation. They just want demagoguery.
All right. Thank you both for being with us. All right. When we come back, we're in Houston.